station in Southern California, home to 50,000 watts and an audience reach of 12 million listeners. KBLA Talk 1580 is a pioneer for Black audio content, including our groundbreaking $2 million climate justice campaign and the most loyal, influential audience. According to an independent research study by the polling firm Aviterus, for the second consecutive year, KBLA Talk 1580 is the most trustworthy, reliable, and credible news source for Black audiences and beyond in Southern California. Let KBLA Talk 1580 power your advertising dollars. Our omni-channel custom marketing solutions are specifically tailored to connect with your ideal target audience. We leverage audio, podcasts, streaming, digital, social media, and local activations to get your message out to the Black community. Get in touch with our advertising team today at advertising@KBLA1580.com. That's advertising at KBLA1580.com. KBLA 1580. We've got your Black.
You ready?
It's the queen of royal badness.
It's time for the Raw Report with Robin Ayers.
Highlighting people and things you should know about.
Robin's got you covered. Follow Robin at Robin Ayers. You're listening to the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
Robin's got a lot to talk about.
Now, Dad, this is a very sensitive subject.
Just the two of us. Yeah.
You are inside the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580, where we bring you the latest in entertainment news, trending topics, and interviews. I'm your host, Robin Ayers, and I'm with you all Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. It is Friday. Oh, my goodness. I know y'all feeling good right now, about to go into the weekend. I know you are. LA, I don't know what's up. Is it because it's BET weekend? I don't know. Everybody's on the streets. Took me about 30 or 45 minutes to get from like a couple of different, exits on the freeway today. And I said, what happened? Everybody's just out here. Turns out there's a lot of accidents and things like that. So make sure that you are careful. Also, make sure that you are hydrating. Yes, hydrate, because it's really no joke out here. Seriously, out here. I don't know where everyone else, what you're dealing with weather, temperature wise, but it is very hot here in LA. So, but it is good times right now. There's a lot of celebration, of course, because the BET weekend is here. And there's so many events happening during the week in preparation for BET Awards. And of course, I've been attending some just because I feel like it's an opportunity to get out there and see everybody all in one place. Many of us know each other. Many of us have been following each other and watching each other's careers over the last several years. And, we do this whole social media thing. We check in, we see you on social media, but that's not necessarily touching you or hugging you and really looking in your eyes and seeing how you're doing. So we've had plenty of opportunity to do that over the past several days. Very big shout out to Candace Grace, formerly known as Miss Diddy. She hosted the 10th annual Toast to Black Hollywood, where there were so many of Hollywood's talent and elite in the building last night. It was beautiful to see. Megan Good, she was honored. Kareem Grimes, who was here on this show as a guest not long ago. Affion Crockett, my guy. There's just several other people who were honored, and I love that because we're turning inward. We're not waiting for other people to put on these special awards for us. We're doing it ourselves and honoring each other. So shout out to Candace Grace for that. Miss Diddy, we appreciate you and love you for that. It was opulence at its finest. It was really nice. And so, but there are many other things. Culture creators happened today. And that's honoring people who are creating the culture that we live in. We often talk about the culture and protecting the culture, and we live in the culture. But what does it take to actually be a culture creator? Well, Tiana Taylor was being honored many others as well, but she was sort of the highlight, I would say, for that specific event that happened today. And, she was giving us an idea of what it takes to be a culture creator. She said patience and basically putting the highest of highest trust in God. And that's my language. That's a whole word right there. So shout out to everybody who's all going all around during this week and this weekend. Make sure that you stay safe in all of those good things. In other news, though, Diddy, I don't know. I feel like I am going to speak his name at least once a week, maybe once a week, because something is always happening. But I don't think any of us are surprised. We know that we are watching seemingly what seems to be the downfall of this legend, this icon, someone who we deemed as a culture creator. And we can't take away from everything that he has done for the culture, music. He definitely contributed to a large part of the soundtrack of our lives. However, we are watching this man. It just seems like the downfall. And so his Miami Beach Sean Diddy Combs Day has now been revoked. It is just not looking good for him. I say that all the time. I don't know where this is going to go. We all don't know where this is going to go. But I don't know where you can go. I don't know where you can go at this point. I think everyone has turned against him. And although I am a person I love to extend grace for people, towards people, and extend the olive branch in grace. And I think everybody is worthy of redemption. I'm just not sure if this is going to happen for him. I think it's probably too late. What do you think, Andy?
It's kind of like what we were talking about the other day, going to jail, whatnot, and Keefy D.
Yes.
People don't care.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure that there's some people that feel like me with regards to Diddy. We don't care whether you're losing everything. You deserve it. And quite frankly, like when you think about 2024 and this new generation, how when we look at our previous generations, we're pushing back on a lot of those, traditions and stuff like that. All the stuff that our grandparents grew up out, the values and all that, we're pushing back on a lot of that stuff. So, although Diddy was a part of our culture growing up, you know what I'm saying? People are probably pushing back on that too.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, Diddy, you're not going to redeem from this. It's a wrap.
Wow.
Period.
Wow. So basically he's got to live with the consequences
100%.
of what he's done. Yeah, it looks that way. And seemingly everybody agrees with that. Most people who have extended him some sort of honor, whether it be a key to the city or a day in their city, it seems like they're snatching it back, and it looks like these things are being revoked. So we'll keep our eye out on it. I don't think we are done watching what's happening with Diddy. I think there are more things to come. I'm going to get into this conversation a little bit. Shaquille O'Neal's mother is speaking up about how she felt watching her son Shaquille get into his first marriage with Shawnee O'Neal. It's a good conversation to have, but not necessarily because of my son is getting married, but how she sort of framed this answer when it comes to what did it feel like to watch your son engage in this marriage. It's going to be an interesting one. I'm definitely going to talk about that one next week, so I want to give y'all the heads up. But let's go ahead and get into the Raw Report, Andy.
Now it's time for a breakdown.
Well, Dr. Umar is at it again. Dr. Umar, as you know, I have this very interesting relationship with in terms of listening to him. Some things I totally agree with. Other times I don't. And this is one of those times where I don't. And I'm going to definitely have a little bit of pushback in terms of what he has to say about Bronny James. What's up, Andy? Because the way you're looking at me right now.
Robin, I think you secretly rock with Dr. Umar. I think you secretly rock with Stephen A.
Wow.
Because, they trigger you. And we talk about it on the Raw Report.
Okay, so you're saying that I rock with them because I bring it up?
Low key.
No, that's not true. No, you off on that one. I'm sorry, you off, Andy. No, sir. He is now talking about the fact that he will not support Bronny James. As we know, Bronny James was just drafted to the LA Lakers. Big ups. That is huge. That is major. This is the first time in history that a son or a player he's going to be playing with his dad on the same team in the NBA. Like, that's crazy. People have things to say about that. Of course, nepotism. Of course, they're saying LeBron is running the LA Lakers and all of that stuff. Whatever, regardless of what people think. This man says he will not support Bronny because he dates white women. Well, we'll talk about that. I have some thoughts, all right? I have some thoughts, and I have a wonderful contributor who's going to join in on this conversation as well. And if we have time, I definitely would love to get into this whole discussion about Little Duval. He says AI, artificial intelligence, will be our president in 20 years. Now, if you watch the presidential debate like I did, I don't know if he's far off. I don't know. I just don't know. But we never in a million years thought that we would be using AI today. We never thought we could hear the voices of people. We didn't think that back in those days. No one who thought that. It's like trying to figure out. Remember the cartoon, the Jetsons? Yeah, right. I get. Andy's like, we're living in it. But here's the thing. The Jetsons, yes, it gave us a sort of a prelude to what could be, but I don't think we could imagine it. That was animation. That was fantasy land. But here we are in real life. We're like, what's going to be? Who is thinking of the next biggest thing? And we're in the literally smack dab in an era where we're using artificial intelligence. Who knew that it would be possible? Well, I'll tell you what. We're gonna discuss it on the other side, because I have questions about this. I have questions. Feel free to chime in to the conversation as well. 1-800-920-1580. You can join in on the conversation. You could also use our open mic feature that's on our KBLA 1580 app. Always down to hear what you have to say. Always down, Raw Squad. Okay, we're gonna get started on the conversation. On the other side, you are listening to the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580. Stay right there.
Hey, what's up? It's your girl BB, and you're listening to me on the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
You're inside the Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
Happy anniversary, KBLA!
KBLA Talk 1580 is now celebrating 3 years of amplifying our voice and uplifting our community. We deeply appreciate your support of this radio station, and will always do our level best to earn your support. Here's to many more years of loving and serving our community. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we've got your black.
I know it's gonna happen without you.
Make a move into a home of your own. With City National Bank's Ladder Up Home Loan Grant, you could receive up to $20,000 that you never need to pay back. Use it toward your down payment, save on closing costs, or to buy down your mortgage rate. Find out more at cnb.com/ladderuphome. City National, here for every stage of the journey. Property must be in a qualifying market in California, New York, or New Jersey. Additional terms and conditions apply. Not all applicants will qualify. Terms are subject to change without notice. City National Bank is an equal housing lender. Member FDIC. NMLS number 536994.
Sometimes we lose, sometimes we win. Sometimes we try to fit it all in. Sometimes we don't know what's in store. Sometimes we find what we're looking for. Sometimes we're rolling easy and free. Sometimes 1 and 1 makes 3. So much to love along this ride. That's why Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and Affiliates, Columbus, Ohio.
1 in 3 children born today will get diabetes. This sad prediction by the Centers for Disease Control will come true if millions of Americans don't improve their lifestyles, especially by changing what they eat, how much they eat, and how active they are every day. Every 23 seconds, another American gets diabetes. Stop diabetes before it starts. To learn more, contact the American Diabetes Association or download our free diabetes education programs at learningaboutdiabetes.org.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
What's up?
I'm tired of feeling so bloated.
That used to be me. Then I got this.
Align Bloating Relief plus food digestion. A probiotic, right?
Yeah, it works naturally with your gut to help soothe occasional bloating and gas. Plus, it has vitamin B12 to aid digestion by helping convert food to cellular energy. 2 benefits, 1 capsule.
Align Bloating Relief plus food digestion from the #1 doctor-recommended probiotic brand. Learn more at alignprobiotics.com.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Giving you your daily dose of entertainment and celebrity news. You're inside the Raw Report. With Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
And I am not in this conversation alone. Joining us on the line right now, I wish she was here in studio with us because we had so much fun when she was here. Please help me welcome Miles Blockson to the Raw Report. Hello, Miles to Mogul. How are you?
I'm good, Robin. How are you?
I am also pretty good and just, trying to stay hydrated in the heat and all of that. But yeah, for the most part, I'm good. And it's Friday. How can we lose?
I know, right? It's Friday.
It's Friday. We are right. We are doing some things. I have this question up here, and I know we're going to get into this conversation, but right now, okay, so people don't necessarily believe. The question is, do you believe that artificial intelligence could take over as president in 20 years?
Oh,
well,
my goodness.
20% of people say yes, and 80% right now say no. We will leave that question up there inside the poll for you guys to vote on. But you and I, Miles, we'll get into that conversation in just a little bit because I don't know if you watched the debate, but it is obviously, yes, it is the talk of the town. It is the talk of social media. So our hopes are not necessarily we don't have hope in our two candidates right now, but we'll get into that conversation in just a little bit. I do want to start off by talking about Dr. Umar, who Andy, claims I really rock with on the low, and I don't appreciate that because he says a little bit. It is what it is. Okay, we know Dr. Umar. He's an activist. He's a psychologist. He's a Pan-Africanist. He's so many different things. He's a consultant for a lot of people. So you'll see him on a lot of shows. But personally, I think he should add separatist to his title. I believe that Dr. Umar is a separatist. All things lead to that, in my opinion. He goes on, of course, we know that he is pro-black and he wants us to only marry our own, only reproduce with our own. And so he has a big problem when black men or black women date outside of their race or anything else. So he's saying that about Bronny James because he says, I'm not going to support Bronny, which Bronny is having the most amazing moment probably of his life right now. He's saying, I'm not going to support him because he dates white women. Off the top, before I ask you any other questions, off the top, give me your thoughts on Dr. Umar or what he said about Bronny James.
I think Dr. Umar is very interesting. This is why I say that. I think that his whole point of all of this is like keeping everybody separate is that he's more concerned with the wealth gap between black and white people. Mm-hmm. And I've heard him speak on this before. I think his thing is like, you're putting money back in white people's pockets and they've taken so much from us. And that's always been, I feel like, the basis of his argument when it comes to mixing races and things of that nature. And he says that a lot of black celebrity men tend to do that. So I think what he's saying is valid, right? But at the same time, I don't think his delivery is always on par, with what he's trying to convey to us. I think he needs to give us a history lesson every time because when he says stuff like that and makes videos like that, I'm like, come on, Dr. Umar, that's not fair. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Bronny's still a baby. He's not, what is he, like 21, 22 years old or something like that? Yeah, and he grew up in a space where he was surrounded by all types of races. You know what I mean? Like, his dad afforded him a life where he probably went to private school, and that's the majority of what he was around. So that's not fair to him because that's what he grew up with, right?
Yeah, you are going exactly where I want to go. That's where I want to go. I think if you go back a generation or a couple of generations, most of us grew up in a very comfortable scenario and very comfortable environment, meaning our own. We're very comfortable around our own, right? And then something happened. somewhere down the line, we began to venture out a little bit, go outside of our neighborhood that we were so comfortable with and go into a more diverse neighborhood or, cities and venture out a little bit. And then as you start to progress, do well, you want to live where you know that there's going to be less crime, or you want to live where you know that the education is going to be high. Now, I'm not saying, because I know somebody out there is going to be like, what you trying to say? Black people don't, we don't.
Here we go.
Yeah, I'm not trying to say anything about that. I'm stating what the facts are. Once you become married or you have children, you want to do better for your children. You want to provide better. You want them to be safer. And oftentimes that comes with, like LeBron James and his wife Savannah have done, putting your kids in private school or putting them in great neighborhoods. You want them to grow up around what you could afford to provide for them. And that's exactly what they did. So you mentioned it, and that's perfectly stated, Miles, that it's not Bronny's fault that the man went to Sierra Canyon. Now, of course, Sierra Canyon is definitely diverse in that it has everybody is there. But he grew up largely around a lot of white people, successful white people. And it's not his fault necessarily that he wound up being attracted to or, creating some sort of relationship with a white girl. I think this is what Dr. Umar is referring to. He took a white girl to prom. I've never seen Bronny with anybody else. Andy, do you know if he currently has like another girlfriend? I think the only thing he's referring to is the girl he took to prom. But that's not fair. As you mentioned, Miles, I don't know if you've ever had a situation like this, but I'll put myself on the line right now. I remember working at a restaurant. I was a server at a restaurant years ago, and probably 20-something years ago. And there was predominantly a lot of white people there as servers. But I was there so much that you start creating, like, there's some chemistry and some energy with the people that you are around most of the time. And I noticed how a lot of the people would flirt with each other. The black people would flirt with the white guys and the white guys. But I never indulged. But I will say this: I did notice that. Why am I attracted to this person and I never normally wouldn't be? I wouldn't, like, under normal circumstances, I wouldn't be. But you're spending so much time in that environment that, I mean, it's only fair, right?
Yeah. You can't really, I think people think that you have, you do have a choice with who you fall in love with, right? But it's based on the amount of time you spend with that person. If you spend time around people, you don't have a choice. There's a possibility that you could fall for somebody, like you just mentioned. I mean, I went to prom with a white guy. People were mad.
Okay,
I didn't care.
Were they upset?
He was like my best friend.
Really?
So, to me, yeah, and I grew up in Texas, so, that's a whole thing in itself. So I just think that, you figure out who you really want to be around and who you love and who you care about. Mm-hmm. I just don't think it's fair to put people on blast for it. I do get the whole wealth gap thing that we have going on in our country, and I think to Dr. Umar it's a lot deeper than what we're talking about. Mm-hmm. But I also think that you don't decide. If you spend time with somebody, there is a chance that you might fall for them, point blank, period.
Yeah, absolutely. And pertaining to the wealth gap, I understand that. I understand the concept of that, right? But when you think about what he's doing, he's actually making blanket statements about white people. We talk about this all the time, too. People act like white people don't struggle. Like white people.
They do.
They do struggle. There are people who are white. There are Asian people. There's all kind of people who struggle. So you can't make that blanket statement like all white people are trying to get your money or the black dollar is turning over, especially if you starts turning over to white people. I just think it's unfair. But I also think that he is starting to, I do believe he truly believes what he says. I do believe that. However, he's also starting to make a name for himself with this sort of, with the tropes that he speaks about. Do you believe like this is like kind of like his thing to become this sort of star? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think to a certain extent, too, he's trolling sometimes, for sure.
You think he's trolling?
I think that, yeah, a little bit here and there. I think a little bit of it because he gets a big response from stuff like this. every time he says something like this, he's on everybody's feed. Everybody's talking about him. You know, I'm not saying that these are not his true beliefs, but I think that he also stretches it a little bit because he knows people going to have something to say about it, for sure. It's LeBron James' son.
It's LeBron. Exactly. Yeah. I'm not sure if that's where he's going with this. I don't know, but I also wonder then on the flip side, you know, we used to talk about Kanye. Remember when Kanye would go on his rants and things like that? And we're all like, why does everybody keep giving him a platform then? Do you think we want to learn from him, or do you think that we are just trying to get the sound? I say we as in people in the media, you know, I'm sort of including myself there, because I won't even lie. If Dr. Umar, if there was an opportunity to get an interview with him, well, I'd ask certain questions for sure, but I'd take that interview. But I'd take the interview asking him the hard questions, right? I wouldn't necessarily just let him come on and just speak so freely. I'd actually want to know a little bit more about what he's saying. Do you feel like we should stop giving him a platform to speak on this stuff?
Absolutely not, because I think that he does have a lot of history. He does have a lot of great advice for us as a people as well. So I don't want to take that away from him, but some of it is actually entertaining as well on the flip side of it too. So if I had the opportunity to take an interview with him, I would do it as well.
She ain't lying, y'all. She ain't lying. Miles wouldn't say. She said she said what she said. You're right. I mean, it's funny. I think the reason why Andy says that I have like that I low key rock with Dr. Umar is because first of all, I do talk about him probably regularly. He says a lot. Don't chill out. Okay, relax. It's not a lot, but it is often enough where I think he makes. It's either a love or it's a disdain for what he's saying. And sometimes I love what he's saying and I agree with him. Other times I'm just like, I don't rock with this. And so those are my thoughts. Andy?
It's an unapologetically love for black people.
Yeah.
Although it's extreme, although his delivery is harsh, I think that's what's intriguing. You know what I mean? Because let's keep it real. We do not love each other. We do not love ourselves. But he's like, yo, push black this, black love. Like, this is what we need. This is what we need. We need to be a united front in order to move mountains.
United front, I understand, but separatist? Do you agree that you would you label him a separatist?
He has separatist ideas. I believe that he talks to other people, other races, but when it comes to maybe building business, love, let's keep it black.
All right. Well, all right. I digress. Okay, listen, we're going to get to the other conversation about Lil Duval and where is AI going? Can we trust artificial intelligence? Well, according to Truemonger here on our YouTube chat, he says it's been around for a very long time. And so I don't know. It's been around for a while, but where is it going? Does it have the ability to take over as president? Let's break this down on the other side. Right now, we've got news, traffic, and sports. You're listening to the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580. Stay right there.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on? It's your girl Takara Williams here with Robin Ayers on the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580. If you ain't here, baby, hurry up.
More of the Raw Report with Robin Ayers when we come forward.
I'm Tyreek Wynn. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. A man has pleaded guilty to the murder of rapper Lil Don William, who's black, in March. WDRB reports William, known as Young Block, was followed from Louisville and was shot in the parking lot of Caesars Southern Indiana Hotel. President Biden is defending his record of helping black Americans. The CNN debate moderators asked Biden about some glum statistics on progress with black Americans. Biden touted gains in lower health care costs for black Americans. Biden also pointed to $50 billion he designated for historically black colleges. Trump said black people are being hurt by most high inflation that he claims Biden ignited. New court documents reveal Michael Jackson, who's black, was more than $500 million in debt when he died. A petition filed in Los Angeles Superior Court by the executors of his estate showed the extent of the King of Pop's debt. The filing also said Jackson's estate was left financially liable for $40 million to tour promoter AEG. That's the latest. I'm Tyreek Wynn on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Double trouble on the 110 southbound. Now first in downtown LA on the South 110 right at 8th Street. An accident's in the left-hand lane, and that's causing the backup from Stadium Way. Up ahead in South LA, 110 southbound at Florence Avenue, an accident's over on the right-hand shoulder. You have additional delays here. You have a backup from the 10. Speaking of the 10, also in downtown LA on the 10 eastbound before Hoover Street, it's an accident on the right-hand shoulder, causing a backup from Bundy Drive.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. If you're like many people, you may think custom blinds is a job for expensive professionals. Well, at Blindster, if you have a tape measure and a screwdriver, you can install our custom blinds and save big. Plus, we guarantee they'll fit. Blindster.com.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
It could be a nervous 24 hours for Clippers Nation. All-star forward Paul George has until 2 p.m. Saturday to decide on accepting a $48.8 million contract option with the Clippers. If he chooses not to accept the option, he becomes an unrestricted free agent and can sign with any team. The Dodgers are in San Francisco tonight to start a 3-game series with the Giants. The Angels are going for their 5th straight win tonight at home against Detroit. 3 weeks ago, the Angels had the worst home record in the major leagues. They've improved to 16-25 with 41 home games left on the schedule. The Angels have plenty of time to reach 500 at home. Tomorrow night at 7 here on KBLA, join me and my co-host Neil Scarborough for Out of Bounds, 60 minutes of sports chatter with some flavor. You can join the conversation at 1-800-920-1580. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580 is the fastest growing talk radio station in Southern California, home to 50,000 watts and an audience reach of 12 million listeners. KBLA Talk 1580 is a pioneer for black audio content, including our groundbreaking $2 million climate justice campaign and the most loyal, influential audience. According to an independent research study by the polling firm Aviterus, for the second consecutive year, KBLA Talk 1580 is the most trustworthy, reliable, and credible news source for black audiences and beyond in Southern California. Let KBLA Talk 1580 power your advertising dollars. Our omni-channel custom marketing solutions are specifically tailored to connect with your ideal target audience. We leverage audio, podcasts, streaming, digital, social media, and local activations to get your message out to the black community. Get in touch with our advertising team today at advertising@KBLA1580.com. That's advertising at KBLA1580.com. KBLA 1580. We've got your black. If we're the ones disproportionately impacted by these climate catastrophes, why should we be silent? Turning up the volume all year long on the climate conversation for KBLA Talk 1580. Our city's hottest weeks of summer are approaching. If you're 60 or older, you're at risk of heat stroke or worse. Extreme heat can kill. That's why KBLA Talk 1580 is part of our year-long climate justice campaign, has partnered with the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power and the LA City Department of Aging for LADWP's Powered by Equity event, Heat Relief for Seniors Resource Fair. Join fellow LA seniors who hope to beat the heat and stay safe on Monday, July 15th, 10 a.m. at the Watts Labor Community Action Center in South Los Angeles. Learn about LADWP's Easy Save and Level Pay programs to help lower your monthly electric bill. And there will be tips and resources to be ready and safe in the heat. LADWP customers 60 years or older will be eligible to receive a portable air conditioner while supplies last. Personal ID and your LADWP bill are required. Contact your LA Department of Aging Neighborhood Senior Center for Cool LA Heat Relief for Seniors participation details or visit www.ladwp.com/events.
When you're young, life is full of choices. Don't let opioids like highly addictive and deadly fentanyl take away your life with just one wrong pill. Addiction is a disease that can affect anyone at any age. But there is a choice to get help for this disease. Find medically proven treatment options, including virtual, at choosemat.org.
Help prevent gun violence tragedies. Gun violence restraining orders can help to prevent individuals at risk of harming themselves or others by removing their guns for 21 days up to 5 years. Learn more about how to petition for a GVRO and the role of GVROs in safeguarding communities by visiting lacountygvro.org or by calling 1-833-540-0473. GVROs can save lives.
Keeping you informed about what's really going on. Who's got next? And what not to miss in entertainment. You're listening to The Rob Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
Turn my headphone down a little bit. Yeah. 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 How much money you got? 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 A lot. How much money you got? A lot. How many problems you got? A lot. How many people done doubted you? A lot. Left you out to rot? A lot. How many pray that you flop? A lot. How many lawyers you got? A lot. How many times you got shot? A lot. How many you shot? A lot.
You were inside the Rob Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
How many times did you cheat?
Andy is messing with me, y'all. He thinks I like Dr. Umar a lot.
Hey, that's a dope remix.
That's a remix right there.
How many times you like Umar? A lot. Horrible. That was horrible.
Yeah, it was off beat and everything. That's what you get for trying to clown me. Oh, wow. If you're just joining in on our conversation, welcome on in here. We are having this conversation about Dr. Umar and Dr. Umar's comments about Bronny James and not supporting him. But I did realize Truemonger here on YouTube made mention about the context, and I forgot. I do want to play the clip of Dr. Umar, but Andy, you wanted to
I thought you were going to go somewhere different with regards to Bronny today.
Really? Okay. Yeah. How so?
More so the nepotism, talk.
Yeah.
Behind that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we've had the nepotism talk. I know where I stand on it. I think I know where a lot of other people stand. Some people, I believe, if you are going to be a hater, you're going to be a hater. But no, and that's real talk, because name me one person who's in a position who wouldn't put their kid on if they had the opportunity. Name me one, and I will wait.
And I'm with you. And it just sucks because you would look at LeBron James. This is a black man with a black son. Legacy, generational wealth.
Yeah,
we should be celebrating that more so.
Yeah,
we don't complain when we see the white president bringing his son.
Yeah,
up to par. So,
I mean, this conversation is far and wide. I mean, in more recent times, we've seen the conversations around Blue Ivy having all of this. Yeah, this opportunity afforded to her because of her parents. We've seen Northwest people saying, she was just doing the Lion King live at the Hollywood Bowl because of her parents. And so it's a conversation that I think we'll always have this nepotism conversation.
Why is it that when you're filling out an application for a job, they ask you if you have any family members or, somebody that you're related to that works for this company? Why? Because there's a little bit of cachet there. There's a little bit of leverage. You know what I'm saying?
Never thought about that.
That's why they asked you that question.
How so, though, Andy? I'm sorry, Miles. You could jump in on this conversation if you need to, but I'm very curious, Andy.
Okay, let's say you're my sister, right? And let's say I was already working here at KBLA. You know what I'm saying? Let's say you filled out an application because you wanted to work here. They're gonna ask you, do you have any siblings or whatnot? And you're gonna go ahead and say yes. Now, probably through the application process, the higher ups, they're gonna look at the applications and they're gonna be like, oh, this Robin Ayers, she jotted down that she has a family member. Oh, Andy, you guys are related? Oh, Andy, come to my office. What's up with your sister Robin? And then before you know it, I'm over here gassing you up. You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying. Okay, point well taken. I get it. Truemonger says, get her, Andy. He's talking about you clowning me about Dr. Umar. Okay. Truemonger says, I'm not mad at the nepotism as long as he's putting in the work. That's all that matters. But I truly do believe also, I hope, at least I'll say I hope, because we have seen other instances where it hasn't necessarily been the case, where if I'm a parent and I'm going to put my child on and I'm going to give them opportunities, I'm going to say, because of my name and my reputation and how hard I work, my work ethic that people have seen for so long, you have to put in the work in order for me to give you this opportunity as well. So I definitely agree with Truemonger on that. Okay, so but can we play this clip? Okay, we're gonna play the Dr. Umar clip. It is slightly funny, but this is his point. Let's take a listen.
I will watch Bronny James play when he drops the snow bunny. I don't support black men who date out the race. So until Bronny James stops bunny hopping, I can't do it. I'm happy for him and his father, though. If Bronny James stops bunny hopping, if he doesn't stop bunny hopping, I can't support that. No snow bunnies, no sand bunnies, no salsa bunnies. No salsa, no sand, no snow, no rice. I said no salsa, no sand, no snow, no rice. I said no salsa bunnies, no snow bunnies, no sand bunnies, no rice bunnies. I'm happy for Bronny James. I want to see LeBron and his son on the court together. But Snow Bunny Bronny James isn't going to solve your problems. Snow Bunny Bronny James isn't going to solve your problem.
That's what the man said. Now that I listened to it again, that was offensive. That was offensive. That is offensive. It was funny. The salsa was really funny to me. But, I don't know if that gives you guys a little bit more context. I don't know. Wow. Okay. Well, I see your comments here. Let's go ahead and move on to this next conversation. Right now, it still stands. Most of you guys do not believe in artificial intelligence, that it has the capability of taking over as president. You know what, Miles, and I don't know if you've ever seen anything like this. At this point, I think maybe many of us have, but I've seen those robots that will stand before you, very human-like, and if you ask the robot a question, it has the intelligence to respond to your question. There's no one operating it. There's nobody, keying in anything. It's literally just answering your question because it has enough emotional intelligence. Well, Lil Duval, rapper, singer, all the things, Lil Duval, he recently wrote a tweet out. And he's basically saying, I think we're going to end up with AI as president in about 20 more years. What is the likelihood that, if not president, Miles, maybe somewhere within the office, maybe some higher up, do you believe that is possible at least?
Oh, man. After seeing last night's debate, I don't even know, Robin. I hope not. But anything would have been better than what I saw. So I don't know. I don't know what to say. I think it's totally possible. AI is basically collecting all of our thoughts and all of our information, and that's how that works, right? So, it's just like 1,000 trillion human beings together. That's what AI essentially is. So it's a possibility, but I hope not. I hope not while I'm alive. I hope not that I don't see that.
Oh, my goodness. So. Yeah. And I don't know either. I know that is a very far-fetched idea and question even, but I guess when I think about, and back to the question, have you ever seen one of those robots that answers you in real time?
I've seen them online, but I haven't seen them in person. But I've seen them, connect with people online, and I think it's so interesting how that goes. I'm like, wow, this is really scary because this could definitely be somebody's assistant or take over or do all the things. Like the movie Her, the operating system fell in love with the guy. It's something similar to that. I think that's totally possible. It's scary though.
Mm-hmm. It is scary. They have these conventions everywhere around the world, and basically all the smartest people, all these people in tech, are bringing their new creations to the conventions, and there are literally hundreds of robots that are standing there, and you could go up to a robot and just ask a question about anything, and it has enough of an emotional intelligence to respond to your question in real time. And it kind of reminds me of, because we used to see that, and we thought like, oh wow, like that's crazy. And I say we and the people I'm watching it with, but we used to be like, oh wow, that's crazy. But then you add the level of like Chat GPT now, where in real time you would think it's a person behind that computer, and you're typing in some sort of prompt, and it will go ahead and spit back out in real time what it thinks you should do, and it'll give you the best answers and all of that. So I wonder if it's just a matter of time before it gets smarter and smarter and smarter and be able to become more emotionally tapped in. And I don't know. It feels like that's sort of on the horizon. But were you one of those people who watched the Jetsons, as Andy and I were talking about, and knew where it was going, where our future was going?
Yeah, I feel like any movies or anything like that we see, just from my childhood, like watching Terminator or watching any movies with like the computers and stuff that we have now, it's predicting the future. So that's what's scary to me. So when I see movies that are like well thought out and have all of this technology, I'm like, oh my God, that's where we're going. Because somebody already thought about it. All that, it just needs to start with a thought and then it can happen. Somebody can build it. So that's the scary part to me, is that we can see where it's going before we even get it. But it's there because it's in somebody's imagination.
Ugh, that is very scary. I guess I don't know where we're going to go with it, but I do believe that at the rate of intelligence that our children are growing up and they're getting into tech and all of that, at that rate, we're probably going to see something in our future. Say we make it to 100, right? We're probably going to see something in our future that's going to be mind-blowing that we can't even wrap our minds around right now. But I believe we're already seeing robots driving down the street. They deliver food. There are restaurants right now, fast food restaurants, that don't have many employees. There's like 1 or 2 employees there as background people just to make sure everything is running smoothly. But you put in your orders, the machines are making the food. Like, there's so many things that we're watching right now in real time that aren't necessarily surprising. However, if we think, 20, 30, 40 years ahead, it's probably going to be something that is like mind-blowing for us. And that's scary to think about. It's scary, it's weird, and
Absolutely.
I don't like it. I don't like it, Miles.
Yeah, I don't like it either. I don't want anybody taking over Robin and Miles, right?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Really 2 robots talking 20 years later on the radio.
Exactly. And they're already taking our voices. So, I mean, that's already done.
Yeah.
I'm with you, though. Forrest Harrison says, I'll take a flying car. I hear that.
I'll take that, too.
Yes.
With traffic in L.A. and traffic in Texas, I'll take that.
Yes,
sure.
definitely. All day. There's going to need to be some sort of like serious training, because they actually do have those cars. They have them. They've been tested out and everything.
Wow.
So, and you can see it. I'm sure you can Google it online. But yeah, that's the thing. We don't know where this AI thing is going, but will it be president in 20 years? We just don't know. But right now, seems as though most people say no. Well, I hope not. Miles.
Me too.
Such a pleasure always chatting with you. Thank you so very much for joining me today. Let everybody know where they can find you online.
Yes, you can find me at Miles Tomogul on Instagram. That's MilesTomogul, and milestomogul.com. And thanks for having me, Robin. I always have a great time.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure. Thank you so much. Enjoy your weekend, Miles.
You too.
Thank you. Okay, when we come forward, I do want to go ahead and get into some music because it's Friday. Why not? So let's go ahead and play someone who's got next. Okay, we'll get into that on the other side. You are listening to KBLA Talk 1580. Stay right there.
Hey, I'm Damian Young. I'm chilling with Robin on the Raw Report.
You're inside the Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
Oh, man. Looks like Bobby needs a ride to the airport again.
Grab the keys. Who's taking Auntie and her friends to the swap meet? Grab the keys.
How about we drop these boxes off at Miss Johnson?
Grab the keys.
Whether you're giving rides or hauling gear, you're all about getting things done. So do it all in a Chevy SUV. From the versatile Equinox and Sporty Blazer to the roomy Traverse, our lineup of SUVs will carry you through every adventure. All you have to do is...
grab the keys?
That's how we do. Head to your local Chevy dealer, where well-qualified buyers get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Malibu, Colorado, Blazer, Equinox, Trailblazer, and Traverse Limited models. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
1.9% APR for 36 months. Monthly payment is $28.60 for every $1,000 you finance. Example down payment 15.8%. Must finance with GM Financial. Some customers may not qualify. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 7/1/24.
We asked seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to
Scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone. And should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Giving you your daily dose of entertainment and celebrity news.
You're inside the Raw Report.
With Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
Wow. I'm reading some of these comments here, and you all are right. I mean, we have seen the AI, ideas at least come to sort of fruition inside of the movies, but Miles was right. As long as we see it, if we can visually see it, that means that someone has already had the thought, that somebody is already on it. Somebody's already on top of it. And I see these suggestions here for movies to see. I definitely like them, and I'm going to take a screenshot of this so I can go and try to find some and watch them when I'm at home. Andy?
I think we need to shift our minds towards AI. I think we
embrace it.
And we 100%. We need to actually be controlling it and programming it so we won't be as scared. Because I think the fear comes from we think that they're going to take over and everything's going to be doom and gloom. But I just think that, it depends on how AI is being programmed.
That's
and
true.
We're not the individuals behind that. So that may cause a little bit of fear. But we need to change our mind as black folk and tap in. Shout out to the kids that are involving themselves in STEM.
Absolutely.
I think as an adult, there's YouTube University. We need to tap into that as well so we can at least, diminish that fear that we have.
I agree with you, Andy, 100%. And I think that it is something as adults, whether you have children or not, but as an adult, you should encourage young people and students to get involved in STEM, because right now, a lot of black kids only look into the entertainment business, sports, or whatever, and podcasting now, influencer, as ways to make a means when they're older.
And look, you don't want to be left behind.
100%.
It's a struggle trying to get my mom to text. I'm just saying.
Yep. I was just having this conversation. I do not want to be left behind. So everything in me is trying to stay in front of it all. Such a changing world. Can we go ahead and get into this Who's Got Next that we have? This is someone who is, I guess, on the brink of success. This is Skylar Blatt featuring Chris Brown. It's called Wake Up. Check it out.
I got a whole lot of problems, trying to see them turn into dollars, so I'm here. I can see the money bring problems, only when you came from the bottom, though. I hear mama say as soon as they cross you, even if you know they ain't got you, I'm here. know it ain't much, still I'm here. I don't wanna fake love, even though I know it's fake love, all I feel. We should go and make up, even though I know it ain't much, still I'm here. I don't wanna fake love, even though I know it's fake love.
Got a whole lot of problems, not a turn down the squabbles, so I'm here. Jealousy, the money bring problems. 45 right beside the wallet, don't try here. Mama say as soon as they cross you, that's when you know that God got you. I'm here, I'm just glad this 40 ain't bustin'. Walking with some steppers that'll touch you. I got, you should go and wake up, telling people we don't give a this my year.
Even though it ain't much, I'm the one that when it's spinning dubs on my ear.
I just wanna wake up, I just wanna wake up.
All I hear,
I just wanna wake up, I just wanna wake up.
I just wanna wake up, find another way to run it up, so I'm here. Why they wanna break us? You ain't seen where I came from, no idea. I know money make blessings, but you know they ain't stressing. I'm here, since the brother came crust, order up the Rolls Royce truck, I'll cry here.
That's a vibe. It's a vibe. Definitely, that is Skylar Blatt with Chris Brown called Wake Up. Wow. It is. It's a vibe. It is a nice song to drive to, Forrest Harrison says. Nice vibe, Pretty Brown Mimi. I agree. Definitely. I appreciate you guys for, joining in on the show today. The engagement is always nice. You know what I'm saying? To engage with y'all, figure out what you're thinking, what you're talking about, answering all the poll questions and stuff like that. That really makes a difference in me knowing who I'm talking to. I love to find out who our audience is. So I definitely appreciate that. On that note, though, with that song, Chris Brown, there's a conversation that says if he never did what he did 20 years ago, he would be bigger than a Michael Jackson. I don't know about bigger than, but people are comparing him. Obviously, they're always going to compare him to Michael Jackson, but they're saying that he does it all. Chris Brown sings, he dances, he raps, he's a graffiti artist, he can draw, he does all things, plays basketball, he does all things and he does them very well. So people are saying that he would be as big as a Michael Jackson for this time. I'm not sure about that. Maybe that's something we can have a conversation on later. Well, you guys, it has been nice, of course, and I want to thank Miles Tomogel for calling in today. It has been a very great conversation. It's the weekend. Yo, it is the weekend. Go, have fun. Go out there. You know what I'm saying? Stay hydrated, please. It is hot out there in these streets. Be safe. Be careful. Show love. Remember, I am Robin Ayers. And every day forward from here, remember, you got to be a blessing.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Tyreek Wynn. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. Many Black Americans on social media are demanding to know what Donald Trump meant by black jobs in Thursday's debate. When Trump and President Biden